Hello everyone, I'm Lisa.
Help, I'm drowning! Welcome to Miniature House.
It's important to get this part right, as it's the foundation for everything else.
We need more pieces to make furniture.
I got you, Kitty.
Let's do it!
Next, I'm working on a little room specifically for Hello Kitty, complete with a comfy bed. I take another rectangle of cardboard for the base and attach a soft, fluffy pillow onto it, using a thin layer of glue. I use a glue pen to carefully draw the words Hello Kitty onto it. It's a sweet little touch for this mini sleeping area. For the mattress, I'm adding a thin piece of cardboard and soft stuffing before attaching the blanket to it. It's so comfy and tiny. It would be so relaxing to take a nap in it. And a little bow is a must-have. So I'm crafting a Hello Kitty bow by cutting the fabric into a bow shape, carefully sewing the edges to give them a finished look, and then stuffing it until it's nice and plump, closing it using a thin line of glue. With a needle and thread, I'm carefully doing running stitches along the edge of my cut fabric, leaving a small opening for stuffing later. I use small pieces of soft cotton filling and carefully push it into the fabric, working my way around the bow and making it nice and plump. I add it until it looks full enough and fluffy. After it is all full, I close up the small hole with some stitches. And the bow is complete!
I have a red piece.
I have other pieces. I cut thin rectangles of glittery foam paper, each one in a different color of the rainbow, then glue them to the cardboard base in an ascending order.
It's so pretty. I love it.
Why are you crying, Kitty?
I'm thirsty.
Let's go get you some drink.
There are so many things.
I'll take for you an apple soda.
I want a fridge like this.
I take 2 rectangular pieces of cardboard and glue them together, creating the base for the fridge. I then use a cutter, carefully trimming the sides of the cardboard, and attach 4 small cardboard pieces to the edges to create a box. I add 2 small rectangles as the fridge's doors. I use tape so I can easily open and close the refrigerator doors. Finishing touches, I'm using a pen to add some detail to the edges of the door. Then, I glue a Hello Kitty label to the front of the refrigerator to make it official.
I bring for you some fruits.
They look so fresh. Thank Kitty. Watermelons, dragon fruits, coconut. I add some small food and mini bottles inside of the fridge. I cut a rectangular shape out of it, creating the oven window. I will add a shiny metallic sheet inside the oven, and then a small golden wrap. I add a transparent acetate sheet to create the window, and finally, I add a frame around the window to make it extra detailed. I'm gluing a black marble-like piece of paper to the top. I use glittery tape for the top surface and make little buttons with clay. I shape a ball of white clay into a slightly oval body. I form a cone of clay into a spout and glue it. A red foam handle with a gold wire is created and glued on top. I draw eyes and whiskers with a black marker. A yellow nose and tiny red bow finishes it off.
I'm hungry.
Let's bake this turkey. Smell delicious.
Yummy! I'm so full.
I start with a cardboard rectangle and fold the edges to form a little staircase. I use hot glue to secure the frame. I glue a string of small pearl beads on each side along the edge of the staircase.
I want a giant pool.
Okay.
Using a paper template, I'm tracing a Kuromi head onto black foam paper and carefully cutting out the shape.
You can use black clay to cover.
Thank Kuromi! I place a mirror sheet inside the frame, and then, with a cutter, I'm carefully trimming the plastic sheet and placing it in the middle of the head. Before I decorate, a purple piece of foam is used to line the edge of the foam mask. I'll finish off by adding tiny pieces of foam, crafting Kuromi's details. I begin with a small ball of purple clay and shape the base of the toilet, adding a small base underneath it for support. For the toilet seat, I shape a smaller circle of pink clay before carefully joining the two pieces, before using a pink tool to sculpt it. The final touch comes by adding the small seat, creating an adorable miniature Kuromi toilet.
Help! I'm drowning!
Take this, Kitty.
Thank you, Kuromi.
Remember to bring Lifebuoy when you get in the pool.
I use cardboard to create the base of the mini sofa, cutting a seat and a back. Then I take a black glittery foam sheet and glue it carefully onto the front of the cardboard. I add a big piece of white foam onto the black glitter foam to create the face area. I add all the tiny pieces with their shapes for the eyes and nose. I glue the sides to create the sofa's arms and a seat, and then use some padding for the seat. I use iridescent balls and glue them to the sofa to make small legs at the bottom and finish with lace and fluffy fabric. I use a small piece of cardboard to form the top of the table and a small wooden piece of the base. I attach a Kuromi label and a wooden piece under the table.
Thank you, Lisa.
The dollhouse is now ready, and it's so beautiful with all the details. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hello, my friends. I'm Lisa. Welcome to my miniature house. Today, I will unbox the Kuromi magnetic toy set. Wake up, Kuromi.
Many beautiful clothes. Help me change clothes. Makeup for me. Excellent! Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm hungry, Lisa.
Okay.
So delicious!
This book is so interesting. I have an amazing idea. So cute.
Oh, wow! Excellent! Thank you, Lisa. Is there anyone? Nice to meet you.
Today I will make a house for Kuromi. I hope you like it. First, make the kitchen cabinet. Assemble the cardboard pieces together to create the cabinet. Make the countertop. Make the microwave from clay. Flatten the clay with hard plastic. Cut the clay into a rectangle shape. So cute! The gas stove. Make the pot. Additional utensils will be needed to be able to cook in the kitchen. So I will make a pot. How adorable! Make the vase. Add flowers to the vase.
Excellent!
Make the hanging cabinet.
Wow!
Make the table. Use the lid as the table legs. Ta-da! Make the chair. Make the bow. Come here, everyone.
Thank you, Lisa.
The kitchen is complete. Make the wardrobe. Make the camera. Take a piece of clay. So cute! The bag and hat. Make a pair of slippers from clay. Mwah. Make the bed. Glue it onto the cardboard. Make the mattress. Glue and add cotton on top. Wrap fabric around the cotton and cardboard. Cut off excess fabric. Make the headboard. Flatten a piece of hard plastic. Shape Kuromi's face. Make the bow. So beautiful! Ta-da!
Oh, wow-wee!
I like it. Put the bed inside the house.
Okay.
Kuromi's bedroom is complete. Make the sofa. So beautiful! Make the table. Ta-da! Make the backpack from clay. Amazing! The living room is complete. Woo-hoo-hoo! Awesome! The house for Kuromi is finished.
Hello, Kitty and Minnie Mouse fun!
Today we will build a house for Kitty and Minnie.
But I'm a little bit hungry.
Let's build a charming kitty Minnie house. I start by carefully assembling the pre-cut cardboard pieces for the walls and floors. Now onto the furniture. I begin with the kitchen unit. I stack and glue several layers of corrugated cardboard together to create a solid base for the unit. To add details, I cut out rectangular pieces of black foam and pink glitter paper, gluing them onto the front of the unit to resemble drawers. For a touch of character, I precisely place small, round Hello Kitty stickers onto each drawer. I then cut a piece of marble pattern paper and glue it to the top of the unit to create a sleek countertop. Next, I sculpt a miniature Hello Kitty ring case. Starting with soft pink clay, I roll a small ball, flatten it slightly, and shape it into a cozy seat. I add a thin, rectangular base using black clay. I then carefully mold a Hello Kitty face from white clay, a tiny silver ring and miniature yellow clay dots, carefully placed along the bottom edge of the case. I begin with 4 small white foam squares. Once the glue is dry and the box is sturdy, I cover the exterior of the box with glossy pink paper. Below this, I fashion a cute bow from a tiny piece of red clay and attach it to the door using a small dab of glue. Time to craft a sweet dining set. I start by rolling out some bright yellow clay into a smooth ball. These will serve as the tabletops. To add a decorative touch, I roll out thin ropes of white clay and carefully apply them around the edge of each heart-shaped tabletop, creating a delicate, ruffled effect. For the chairs, I roll white clay into a ball and use the acrylic sheet to flatten it into a circle. I roll 3 tiny balls of white clay for the paw print design on each chair and attach them to the rounded edge of each chair back. For the chair seats, I use the same technique as the tabletops, flattening small hot pink clay balls into circles.
Something smells delicious. Is there anything to eat?
I just made you a healthy bowl of fresh vegetables.
Maybe later.
Oh, all right. Just a small slice then.
Yay! Thank you.
Moving to the bedroom level, I make Hello Kitty's bed. I cover a small cardboard rectangle with pink paper for the mattress base. Let's make a cozy mattress for our dollhouse. I then take a piece of soft pink gingham fabric, larger than the cardboard, and lay it flat on the surface. Carefully centering the cardboard on the fabric, I fold over each edge of the fabric and glue it securely to the cardboard base, creating a neat and tidy finish. Now is the headboard. Draw a sketch on cardboard first. Then cut carefully along the drawn line. Smooth the surrounding edges. Big black round eyes and bling bling. A little pink cheek. And cute whiskers. I start with a rectangular piece of soft pink fabric. To complete the blanket's embellishments, I glue a thin gold metallic trim on top of the strawberry ribbon, running parallel to the edge of the fabric. I begin with a piece of cardboard cut into the shape of a heart, but without the pointed bottom. Then, I gently peel off the excess clay. For a bit more detail, I roll thin ropes of hot pink clay. I start start by gluing together several layers of thin cardboard. This creates a sturdy base for the nightstand. Next, I cover the entire cardboard block with bright yellow paper. Finally, for the legs, I glue small, clear beads to the bottom corners of the nightstand. This raises it slightly off the floor and creates a more polished look. On top, I glue a lamp crafted from a small pink plastic bottle cap and a glue stick base, painted pink. A small pearl and gold trim are added. Above the bed, I attach two small Hello Kitty pictures, outlined with glitter paper, to the wall using tiny dabs of glue. Time to get ready for bed.
Okay, but I'm a little bit hungry.
You know you shouldn't eat candy before bed. It'll give you bad dreams. Good night, Hello Kitty.
Good night.
Let's create a comfy miniature sofa. I begin with a cardboard cutout in a unique shape, resembling a stylized heart or cloud. Wider at the top and curving inwards at the bottom. After cutting out the fabric, I center the cardboard frame on the underside of the fabric. To add a tufted effect to the back of the sofa, I use white thread and a needle to create crisscrossing lines. To add a touch of glamour, I glue a line of white pearls along the curved top edge of the sofa back. For the legs, I use hot glue to attach small, round pink beads to the bottom corners of the sofa. Let's craft a delightful miniature tea table. Next, I use a flower-shaped cookie cutter to create the decorative edge of the tabletop. I remove any excess clay. Carefully, I attach the orange rope around the edge of the yellow flower-shaped tabletop, creating a colorful border. For the table base, I grab a white plastic bottle cap.
I love the sofa. It's bouncing. Surprise, Minnie. These are for you. Oh, hello, Kitty. They're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Let's create a charming miniature flower vase. I begin with 3 small red clay balls for the flower blossoms. Carefully placing the stems of the blossoms and leaves into the vial, I arrange them into a small bouquet. I cover the front of the headboard with black foam to add some contrast. Our headboard is ready. I start by gluing together multiple layers of cardboard. Next, I neatly cover the cardboard block with light pink paper. This gives the bed a clean and pretty finish. To make the mattress, I glue several pieces of cardboard together and cover them with pink paper. I then sew a small pillow using pink and white striped fabric and stuff it with a soft filling like cotton or polyester batting. Flatten the clay with hard plastic. Make Minnie's eyes. Make the bow. Flatten the clay. Cut off the excess clay. So cute! Blush for Minnie. So beautiful! For the blanket, I use a pink fabric with a white pom-pom. Let's make a charming footboard. To give the footboard a whimsical look, I'll create a Minnie Mouse bow. I add small, dark pink dots of clay onto each side of the bow to mimic Minnie's polka dot. In the corner, I create a simple wardrobe from pink cardboard and rounded shelves. I add a small hanging rod made from a craft stick. I also sew tiny dresses and a purse. Let's create a tiny Minnie Mouse camera. I start by shaping black clay into a small rectangular block. For Minnie's signature bow, I roll out a thin strip of white clay and a smaller circle of hot pink clay. Next, I create the camera lens. A tiny jewel or bead is glued to the center to represent the lens reflection. Finally, it's time for the pool area. I pour in a generous amount of small, transparent blue water beads. The house is complete, and it's time to welcome its tiny resident.
So fluffy and pink, just like my cotton candy dreams. This is a life, so soft and comfy, like a cloud made of velvet. Eek, what's this colorful? Sniff, sniff, smelly thing. Eek, what's this shiny box? Squeak, pink, my favorite. Wee, splish, splash. These blue balls are fun.